welcome back to the Divine Feminines podcast and channel. I'm your host, Steph Desar, and before I get started, don't forget to like and subscribe this channel, The Divine Feminines. We're on YouTube and all podcast platforms, Apple, Google, Spotify, and on TikTok and Instagram. It's Divine Feminines with a Z. This episode is all about how we connect with our divine feminine energy. You might have heard on previous episodes that I talk about the imbalance that we're facing on this earth between the masculine and the feminine, and we need collectively, in both men and female, to raise more feminine balance within ourselves and then likewise externally in our world, on our earth. So how do you connect with your divine feminine energy? How do you connect with that femininity? Because I've had so many women and even guys say, I'm always in the do, and I feel like I have to get stuff done. So Steph, how is it possible? How do you create that? How do you bring it in when you've been doing this way of life for so long? Your family, your friends, it's just the way it goes. Like, how do you change it? You could have the thought that you want to change it, but how do you actually practically bring that into place? Well, the divine feminine is very sort of like intuitive, internal, inward energy. And so it's not so action driven, but there are so many things that you can do. Now, this is what's going to bring about balance. It's compassionate, it's intuitive, and you can start to embody this little by little. The first sort of area I would recommend is reclaiming rest. In this society, in this world, there's so much sort of hype around, the more you do, the better you are. The more you do, the more productive you are. People are praised for their overworking. And that's just so toxic, and that needs to end. And it ends here. So if I ever meet you and you're working beyond your hours, girlfriend, guy friend, I will tell you a few things about how that's not going to serve you in the longer term, right? So reclaiming rest, try to find moments, and first of all, sleeping patterns are important. I'm bad at this, getting enough sleep and stuff. And to all my mothers and fathers out there, yes, if you've got a busy job and you've got kids, you've got family to look after, it can be really hard to say no. But this is where boundaries come in. The feminine is distorted because she doesn't have the boundaries and the feminine energy, right? Within the masculine, with the men and the women, the feminine energy within all of us, there's not enough boundaries, and that's why she becomes distorted, because she gives too much, or she allows her cup to get given, and then she's I always talk about this, we need our cup to be full. When it's overflowing, then we give the overflow to the others, and then that's when our relationships are far more healthier, and we feel good and the others feel good, but we feel good and we show up better. So rest is important. Now, you could create moments of where you take pauses. You could even say, I'm going to have a Saturday afternoon to myself. If you've got a lot on, you've got a big family, I appreciate that, but finding time, you find time to do other things. You find time to go see family, do this, do that. Sometimes say no, and say no to others, but yes to yourself. Because when you're saying no, and I always say this, there's nothing wrong with saying no. When you're saying no, you're saying yes to yourself, because you're doing something that you need for yourself, your self-nurture, whatever that may be, okay? So definitely look at ways of bringing in some rest. You could just sit at home even every day for about 20 minutes in silence. If you don't like meditating, you could just give yourself 5 minutes, no music, no distractions, because that's the quiet is when your intuition starts to come alive. It can actually breathe with all the noise, with all the technology, with I need this, I need that, your phone's ringing, that, I've got to go do this, I've got to go to the supermarket, oh, I've got to respond to that email. Your intuition, you might as well say it's out of here, right? It's not able to even connect with you, because it's she or he, you are way too consumed and I can't connect with you. And that's where the moments of re-tapping into our intuition, it's always there, but it most likely is dormant, and in some of us more dormant than others. When you start to take those little moments of rest, I sometimes try to do a little meditation in the morning. Do you know what? I have a busy corporate career, my day job, and I love it. And some mornings I'm just like, I've got back-to-back meetings, so I just do that. And then what I do is in my lunch break, I make a point. I encourage everyone that works with me to take time out, to go and walk, especially if they're working from home. I take time out. I might go do yoga, or I'll sit and I'll just have some moment of silence. I'll do some stretching. I'll just connect with my body and with myself. And it makes me all the more productive and also just happier inside because I'm taking time for me. And that's where the feminine energy, it needs you to self-nurture, because feminine energy is a nurturing energy. But if you're giving that nurturing energy everywhere else externally, except for yourself, like where is that gonna, where is that gonna get to you in the end when you yourself need it? Right, the next one is about embracing your sensuality. Well, what does that mean, Steph? What's sensuality? Well, I'm not talking about sexuality, because otherwise I'd be taking off my bikini top, and I'm sure a few guys would be liking that. It's not what I mean. Well, this is a bit sensual as well, with the macabre citrine. But sensuality is like tastes, aromas, smells, just feeling. It's more that feeling sensation. You might hear the lovely water in the background. I'm in a beautiful place in Costa Rica, just not too far outside of San Jose, called The Retreat, and this place is sensual. Like, I could turn the camera around, but I don't want it to shake, but it is super sensual. Let's just do this for a moment. And then the water. And water is sensual, it's free flowing, it moves, it dances. It's very much a feminine element, water. So, yeah. Where can you bring in the sensuality in your life? You could cook a lovely meal. There's lovely aromas with some fresh fragrant smells and herbs, and or you could create something. You could just build something yourself. Or essential oils is lovely, like some incense, Palo Santo as well, burning it. Do it using like a water diffuser, which is really beautiful. So it's like the smells, it's the feeling, it's the sensation. Just think of what brings that feeling of getting in touch with the feeling and the sensation of how it feels. And you just kind of like, you breathe in and you breathe out, and you're like, this is beautiful, or this smells so good, and this feels good. Because feminine energy is feeling. We're so much in our doing that we don't even take time to feel what life is like. Like, come on guys, like this is the way to do things. We can't always be thinking. We just got to be in our moment, and when we're in our moment, in our present moment, we can feel. And that is super duper powerful. Especially allows the intuition to come on in and be like, hey, you're feeling? I love that feeling vibe. Okay, I'm gonna feel with you. Like, I need to show you stuff so you can feel more, so you can sort of connect to your higher self and take heed of whatever messages your higher self wants your soul to acknowledge and work on. Okay, so that's the second one. The next one's journaling, and I'm gonna say, if you know me well, I wouldn't say just you can journal anytime, but if you do it around the moon cycles, what is the best way to connect with your feminine energy? Around the moon. The moon represents the divine feminine. It's all about intuitive, it's all about the hidden, it's all about the internal, it's all about the deeper, darker shadow work as well. So, a big part of that divine feminine energy is reflection. And I really find that the moon cycles allow us to take time. If you ever hear my other videos, I do moon magic, moon manifestation, around setting your new intentions for the new cycle, and then the end of the cycle when you have a full moon and a purge. But it's all about reflection. Whether you're reflecting to set an intention on what you want to bring in, whether you're reflecting to at the end of the cycle and it's the full moon and you're reflecting on what you need to release, what's holding you back, right? So this is a great time. Like, you could just do it around the moon. You might be like, Steph, how am I gonna journal every day? I ain't even got time to even respond to these emails, or just go to the loo, whatever your excuse is, because I just say they're excuses at the end of the day, right? just, find the time to just journal, and you could just start little by little, or you could do it just before bed. Another thing is, writing down what you feel grateful for, writing down what you want to do. You could actually, you could write down, how am I going to connect with my divine feminine energy more this week, and just make some little notes and some plans. Or how am I feeling right now? How was the day for me? How did I feel? Was I triggered and stuff? Like, that's where, wait for it, it's where you get to know you. And when you know yourself better than anyone else, you are on the road to self-mastery, my friends, my dear beautiful souls. And this is what this is all about. Like, why did we come to earth? It's not really rocket science. It's to self-master. It's to remember who we truly are, because we've almost like signed up to this experience where everything is like not what it seems, and we need to find ourselves back to our true core authentic soul and self, and what that feels like, being able to use our intuition to make decisions and trust our inner guidance system, being able to manifest and create. The creator created us to create, so we can create. And this is the thing, like, there is no amount of limitation on us. Like, we all have untapped potential. There's no competition either. Like, abundance is available to everyone. There is more than enough to go around. So remember, you heard it from me. There is no lack of or limitation of energy, of fuel, they've done that stuff to control and create fear, and to make us not believe, because scarcity is what makes this world turn, like the economics of supply and demand. I studied economics, and yes, it makes the markets tick, but how long is that going to last? Because I don't think that that's going to be the way that this world operates going forward. It's going to be a much more healthier way of creating more production and supplies for the human race, and for living here on earth for humanity. Okay, number 4, my favorite, and it's exactly why I'm here in Costa Rica, is practice self-love. This trip, I took it on my own, but I'm actually going to be seeing my soul sister soon. So shout out Joanna. I can't wait to see you and the kids. But I just can't like reinforce this more and more and more to everyone. We all know this, men and women. Did you hear what I said? It's not just because you're a woman you need to go do that self-care, and so it's not just, a man might say, Steph, I don't really get my hair done, and I don't do my nails, and I don't get facials. Well, I think men should all get facials, because we need to look after our skin, you know what I mean? It's just important. Or even just get a massage. But self-care is just loving yourself. It's taking time for yourself. It's one of the biggest components of that self-love and self-compassion. You cannot have love for anyone else, have compassion for anyone else, until you love yourself first. And it's not cheesy and a typical phrase. It's absolutely true. Your cup needs to be full and overflowing, and that's when you can give to another connection or to others and show up and be able to show them love. But you have to have that love language of the sacred feminine going on with you. This is one of the biggest components for tapping into your feminine energy. And seeing yourselves in the eyes of source energy is another way. Like saying that you are worth it. I am worth it. I am loved. I say that to myself all the time. I'm loved. I'm abundant, I'm blessed, I'm protected, I'm safe, but I'm loved. And I have my self-nurture, I have my compassion, I look after myself, I love myself, and I do all the things I need to do to keep that lovely, flowing feeling of self-love. A lot of toxic patterns that are happening out here is because everyone's depending on others to fill that cup for them. Let me tell you something. You ain't going to get far. You're just going to be attracting very toxic relationships, codependent patterns, and things like that. And they're not going to be the most fulfilling experiences. I tell you, I do the self-love and I live by it, and it's an always-on activity. It is part of my daily routine. It is part of my lifestyle. And the people that I have in my life are beautiful. They are beautiful souls, and most of them are, I just said all of them. They look after themselves as well, but they also respect me, and our dynamic is just beautiful because I'm able to exercise my self-love, and when I show up into those connections, I show up so much better, and there's just this beautiful energy that is playing out that is much more healthier and is open to receiving and to giving in a more balanced and harmonious way. Right, what's the next one? Numero 5. Numero 5. I should speak in Spanish, shouldn't I? Because I'm out here. Anyway, get in touch with your dreams. So, I know some people say to me, Steph, I don't remember my dreams. What's going on? Your third eye might be blocked, right? So there are ways to unblock your third eye, which is here, your pineal gland. It's actually a gland that exists in your body, right? But it's also called the third eye, which is the 6th chakra, just before your crown, right? And this is like your intuitive, your intuitive sort of part of energy center of the body, of the 7 energy centers of the body. And so this is where you can really, when you can connect with your dreams, it can help you see messages of what's going on in your subconscious brain. It can also help you sort of understand predictions or things that might be playing out, or just give you like messages. You're also, able to do some astral traveling. You can actually do healing work in your dreams. You can actually go and help other realms and parallel timelines or whatever, visit other timelines and do work. And I definitely, you don't want to hear about my dream last night. I was trying to save the kids, basically. I was doing almost like an investigation to the people that have been taking the kids, and that's another story, right? But I was out there in my dream world trying to really clamp down on these monsters. And I'm not sure when this video is going up, but eventually, if you don't know about it, it is coming out. And this is why there's going to be a lot of chaos, because actually they'll show it to you as chaos, but really they're removing all this nasty child trafficking, child molestation, child eating, and it's just disgusting. It's been going on for the longest time. It is a cult, a ritual that's satanic. And I don't mean to digress, but just have to say that was my dream. Was a bit like I was doing some serious, I don't know, some dream Columbo work, but just trying to help out the other timelines. Okay, so yeah, you can also, if you can't remember your dreams, you can look at the candle, the flame of the candle, and stare at it for a really long time, as much as you can without blinking. It sort of starts to open your third eye. But I'll leave some tips in another video about how you can open your third eye, how to connect with your intuition a bit more. If you're interested, leave me a note, leave a comment, and tell me what what your questions are, and that's when I know what type of content to put out, because I want it to be something that's going to be valuable to you guys. All right, so what's the next one? Number 6, says. Okay, incorporate more yin energy. Okay, so have you ever heard of yin and yang? Well, yin is feminine and yang is masculine, and so yin, my favorite yin activity is yin yoga. It's like a restorative yoga. It's more around, slow stretching and receiving that sort of oxygen to the areas of the body that need that mobilization and that healing. It's so beautiful. I love yin yoga. You could probably even just try it out at home, but it's really a nice way of like tapping into your divine feminine, because it is very soothing. Yin energy could also, I'd say even a Thai massage or something that's a bit more gentle, because some Thai massages, the ones I have, they be doing the mostest. But I do like it. I'd say it's my yin, because they do like lazy yoga poses, but that's probably the best way I could explain yin. It's all about feeling and receiving, and you could just do some stretches, just feeling your body, By the way, the left side of your body is the divine feminine, the right side is divine masculine. So sometimes you might notice your imbalance physically in your body, just to say. So if you notice that the left hand side is a bit stiff, and a lot of women will experience that, I have, it's because we have a problem in receiving and tapping into that feminine energy. We're always doing. And it's not just because I'm right-handed, it is just we're the action-driving kind of people. And it's the same for men. So if you have a lot of left-hand side, like tenseness, stiffness, and you're over-exerting the right-hand side, that's a great way of seeing what is in balance and not. Right, what's the next one? Well, I talked about taking time out for self-care, but this is just another reinforcement. You need me time. I mean, right now, this is my me time, and I'm loving it. Ever since I really started to I was always about that, but I think when I was married, I didn't get that as much, and that was something that really made me realise when I started to find myself and go on my awakening journey and be on my own. Being single helped me as well, really just take time for myself, so that when you start to have others come into your life, you know what you need and you can set those boundaries. So when we jump from relationship to relationship, I just think there's no time to even work out who the heck you are. So prioritizing me time allows you to get closer to who you are, gives you that time to do prayer, meditation, watch a sunset, go for a walk, and you can do these things like every day. So I always say, like, how could you find even 5 or 10 minutes of me time in the day if you live with a busy household and loads of kids and family members, or just running your own business and it's like go, go, go? How do you just get a little me time? You know what I mean? So don't cancel on yourself. Be adamant, be bold about it, just be consistent, be committed. In my diary at work, I'll always have it. I'll block out time. It'll be yoga, I'm going down to the gym to do a yoga class, or I'll block out something and I'll say lunch, and either I'm at yoga or I've broken my fast and then I'm going for a walk at lunchtime, providing it's good UK British weather. But yeah, and I'm lucky that I have a park near me. But even if you don't have a park near you, can still do that. Okay, the next one's tapping into your intuition. But you know, the intuition, like it's the idea of the mother's intuition. You know, it's being strongly connected to the divine feminine, tuning in, seeing where you're at. It's about getting quiet with yourself and not going outward for information. So it's like, you know, when something's going on in your life, you don't go running and telling friends straight away. I mean, we all need our support system. We all need our tribe to help us. But it's about trying to figure out stuff. Sorry, the flies are coming. Trying to figure out stuff for yourself as well. So, you know, go within. And then that connects to the next one. Because it's like, go within before acting. Really ask yourself. And this, I'm going to do something actually on a separate topic about protecting your connections, whether it's with a soulmate, but specifically a lot with twin flames. But in relationships, when you have external energies and you tell your friends and family too much sometimes, it actually creates too much of an overbearing, and you're not even able to decide what you want for yourself. So that's not cool, guys. Oh, the sun's come out. Okay, so definitely go within before acting. And yes, so those are my key sort of areas that I would recommend you hone in on. And you know, there are so many sort of rituals that you can do for connecting with the divine feminine. Just spend the time in nature. This is where I am right now. You know, connect with that sacred feminine, the Mother Earth. It's beautiful. You know, Mother Earth, Mama Gaia. You know, just being in the natural surroundings. That just being there, it's grounding, it's healing. Just like breathing in that beautiful air, earthing. So taking off your shoes, walking on bare ground, on grass, on mud, on soil. Yes, it's very charging. It has so many negative ions that really help us, because our shoes just block us from getting that really good, that good ionic transfer. So really just connecting with the earth and just being with nature and lovely, beautiful, natural things that sometimes I don't think we take enough time to pay attention to, because we're so busy. We're not able to embrace the beauty of what is, the beauty of this Mother Earth and all of her abundance. So with that being said, I hope that you, after today's episode, have more go-to strategies, ideas to put in place for your own lifestyle, your own routine, tapping into that divine feminine energy and helping it to start to come into balance. It's going to be an always on job, guys. You know, it's not just you do it for one day and you forget about it. It's not like that really nice dress you bought and you wear it for one night out and you're like, oh, I look good, and then that's it, it's done. No. This is, okay, you're going to have to wear a different dress every day, but the good news is you're not going to have to go online and buy it or go to the shop and try and pick out different dresses. It's just down to you to make some time to connect with yourself and to listen to that inner guidance system. So if you like this video, please make sure you like and subscribe the channel, because we've got more stuff. We talk about moon manifestation, moon magic, all of that great stuff on mind, body and soul. And I'm going to love you and leave you, because I have some divine feminine activity to do. I've got a beautiful massage and the aeroplane's trying to tell me to get the heck out of here and have a move on to go get this beautiful massage. So I'm sending you lots of love and light. Bye, Soul Tribe.